Hello, this is my next video blog. It's my house, and behind me, one of the first dozen roses I got my wife, she hung up to dry. And then right there is our picture from our cruise where we had stopped in Cozumel on our honeymoon, just in case y'all wondering what's behind me. So, as everyone's probably read, went to the podiatrist. I keep saying pediatrician. Went to the podiatrist and found out it's plantar fasciitis. I know I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And heel fracture. My podiatrist was very cool, by the way. But because of that, I now have this little. See if I can get it in camera. This little bad boy. There we go. I have this little bad boy. Gotten somewhat used to it now, as sad as that is. So, pretty much, I go back and see him the day after Labor Day for a follow up. Go for my consultation, my initial consultation for physical therapy on Thursday, which, if anybody understands physical therapy, initial consultation is really just Latin for we're going to test the limits of your injury until you scream, and then we're going to book some appointments so we can come back and do it again a few more times. Yay. So that's Thursday. I've been doing some stretching exercises using the rolled up frozen water bottle, which has really been helpful. Now, the interesting thing is, of course, I can't run. I had to give up a 5K that I was going to do this past week. And a week from today, I was actually going to do a 5K in the morning and then an 8K later on that night. My daughters are actually running a race that day, the same day as my 8K. It was a little bit earlier. So they're going to still run the race, and doctor's orders, and more importantly, wife's orders, I won't be doing that. I'm disappointed, but at the same time, prior to any sports injury I've ever had, this one it's common. I have it. It's not something I did. It's not something I did. Matter of fact, uncharacteristic of me. As soon as I felt this bad, when it affects me when I was running, the pain in my foot, the first thing I did was to find a podiatrist and call because I really wanted to get it taken care of. So I'm hoping that the time it takes me to come back from this and get right back on track doesn't affect my hopes for my first half marathon in November and my first full marathon 3 weeks after that in December for Memphis Marathon. I'm going to take it one step at a time. I've on a website I go to dailymile.com. I've met some wonderful people and people who've had this injury, and that's one thing they said is you can't. The quicker I force it, the longer it's gonna bother me. So I'm just trying to keep my spirits up. The doc said I can still do stationary bike. I can still do some cardio, and I can still do some cross training. So I'm going to try what everybody's been talking about on Daily Mile and P90X, and try that tonight to see how that works. I know if there's anything that's heavy, foot related, lunges, anything like that, I'm smart enough to just not do altogether and just to do everything else. I'm probably going to hit the gym later this week and get some upper body stuff done, maybe some stationary bike. I miss running flat out. There's no escaping it, but at the same time, I'm not going to sit here and complain. In perspective, this is a small bump in the road to get back to where I need to be. I didn't break any, well, I fractured something, but I didn't break anything that I needed a cast. I don't need pins. I don't need rods. I've had 3 knee surgeries, 2 scope, and 1 ACL reconstruction. I know what the pain of physical therapy after an ACL reconstruction. This I can deal with. It's funny. I just posted this the other day. A lot of people are used to having comfort foods, or they may drink something. Because I'm still a little kid at heart, I have comfort like shirts. Yesterday, I came home or I think it was, I'm sorry, it was Thursday because when I went to the podiatrist. Thursday I came home and I put on my Superman shirt. Yesterday, since casual Friday at work, I had on my Justice League shirt that had Superman, Batman, Wonder Woman, Green Arrow, Green Lantern, and today I have one of my shirts that a new shirt that I love. It's got Tony Stark, Bruce Banner, and then to bend down some. It says Peter Parker, and basically it says Team Marvel. So let's see, get a better shot. There we go. Love this shirt. That's me. That's what gets me pumped up, keeps my mind focused on the goal, on the long term goal. And if I do have to give up the half marathon and marathon, I'm going to be disappointed. But I've already have backup plans as far as the Kentucky Derby mini and full marathon, depending on where I would be at that time. So right now I'm just focusing on getting some cardio in. I'll start my physical therapy next week, seeing the doctor in 3.5 weeks, and we'll go from there. Oh, and the whole pain in my foot thing. We'll work on that later. So I'll try to. If you hear that I'm suddenly losing some of that steam and some of that enthusiasm, remind me of this blog that I did and tell me to rewatch it so I can get back on track. I do need to say a special thank you to a couple of people. Melody from Daily Mile, who has been phenomenal in helping me out with this. She's provided me so much information outside of the doctor that's just been helpful, one, which is obviously very knowledgeable and eye-opening. Two are my daughters, Ayana and Annabelle, because they saw me with the boot on and they were immediately worried and wanted to make sure I was okay. And I love them, obviously, with every part of me. And then lastly, of course, Damari, my wife, who she's been absolutely phenomenal. She hasn't let me get depressed. She hasn't, nagged me about it or anything like that. She's just been completely supportive and just, whatever I needed, she was there to help me. So I have a great support system, which is, I guess, is probably what's helping me not feel the, so to speak. All right, I've talked long enough. I'm gonna get going. I hope you all have a wonderful weekend. Special prayer, going back to my daughters. Our oldest daughter starts kindergarten, or she calls it big girl school, this week, which means our youngest is going to go to daycare for the first time without her big sister. So that's really mostly what's been on my mind outside, that's kept me outside of focus to this boot. So hope you guys have a wonderful time and see you on the flip side.